create an innovative solution which is based on real human needs. And we've now gathered many information, doing research, creating empathy for our end users. And the next step is to synthesize all of that data that we've collected. So we went broad, we collected super valuable information, we've interviewed people, we put ourselves in our users' shoes. And now what do we do with all the data? What do we do with all the information? Because it's about finding the essence, really what's the qualitative advantage of gathering all that information. And there's different models and different tools that you can use in order to really find the deep insights of that data. One tool that I really like, which is very helpful, is creating personas. And personas are basically a fictional character representing a specific user group. So let's say you've interviewed 20 people and they're between 20 and 30 because that's your user group. It could be possible that you just create one persona which represents exactly that user group. The people who are between 20 and 30 years old, they're female, they have this and that characteristics. And then creating that persona, you give that persona a name, you give them specific characteristics, really describing them, giving them a human face, because that makes it much easier to then design a solution for that persona, which actually is not just Anna, who's 25 years old, but it represents a group of 20 different people. And as a second step, we want to know what does Anna experience during her user experience journey, which then is the second tool, the second methodology we can use to synthesize our research data, which we've collected during the research phase. So a user experience journey describes Anna's way from A to B, basically. So if we take a look at the healthcare example, what happens during her stay at the hospital rehabilitation center? What happens when she enters until she leaves? So the first line describes what she does. The second line then describes on her way which touch points does she interact with. So she opens a door, for example. Are there any specific materials that she interacts with, devices, people? So everything that she has an interaction with are touch points. And then the third line describes her emotions while interacting with these specific touch points. People, devices, how does it make her feel? Is there a pain point? Is there a specific need? Is there a specific desire? And this tool really helps us identify, okay, where are the points that we can later dive in and develop useful solutions for. So we've now created a persona, a fictional character representing a specific user group, Anna, and we ran her through a user experience journey in order to understand her current situation, in order to understand her pain points and her needs. And we've done that because now we know what's going on and where the points are, the problems where we can actually dive in order to create a human-centered solution solving real problems. And we want to get started with that by creating a how might we question. A how might we question you put together based on the discovered needs, based on the discovered problems, and based on the persona, which we're designing a solution for. So if we take the hospital example and have a look at Anna, how might we question could be, how might we enable Anna to get well quicker by providing her a very personalized stay. So this really taps into her need to get well soon, because that's what everyone really has as an urgent need when they have a stay in the hospital. And as a discovered need, based on our research, is that the people really value a personalized stay. It's about the experience that they have when they are staying in a hospital. So this basically wraps up everything you should have a look into when you synthesize research data in order to now have created the foundation to actually dive into the ideation phase, to actually start brainstorming and coming up with ideas.